We've always been on the same page with just going for it. Our tagline is say yes, figure it out later. That's really worked for us. We don't know anything about shipping. We don't know anything about marketing. We don't know anything about business really, but we just kind of went for it like blind, knowing that we got each other's back and we have each other to learn and support.
Like you said, we had no strategy. Our strategy was just being authentic and like being goofy and trying to not be too selly, because I hate sale. Like I hate selling stuff. So it's just like, we'll slip in an odd product thing, but otherwise.
Welcome to the Prosperity Playground, the podcast where business meets energetics, strategy meets soul, and prosperity becomes inevitable. I'm your host, Anna Lozano, mom, founder, investor, mentor, and energetics in business expert. This is your weekly activation to rewire how you think and feel about wealth, success, and personal power, because it's not about working harder, it's about regulating deeper, aligning stronger, and receiving wider. You don't hustle for your future, you calibrate to your higher self. Join me weekly for high-level conversations with the world's most inspiring entrepreneurs, creators, and thought leaders. True prosperity isn't just about money. It's about alignment, freedom, expansion, and embodying your worth. Welcome to the playground. Let's build your most prosperous life. Hey founder, welcome back to the Prosperity Playground podcast. Today's episode is a behind the brand deep dive into Mint. Founded by best friends Monika and Robyn Mair in Ucluelet, British Columbia, Mint Cleaning Products creates plant-based, refillable home and body care products that actually work. After years of using harsh chemical cleaners in their professional cleaning business that left them sick, they set out to create a safer, more sustainable way to clean. What began in their kitchens has grown into a nationally recognized brand featured on the Dragon's Den, inside the Jilly Box, and in over 300 stores across Canada. In this episode, we dive into behind the Dragon's Den for the founders who have this on their vision board. We dive into saying yes and figuring it out later as a scaling strategy, and building a $9 million brand from a small coastal town in British Columbia, and how the Mint Cleaning founders grew from 10 mason jar batches on Instagram to a multi-million-dollar founder-forward brand through authentic content, smart event gifting, email marketing, and staying in their zones of genius as co-founders. If this episode supports your growth, make sure to share it on Instagram, tagging us, and as always, making sure to tag your biz besties who are also growing their brands. Enjoy the episode. Monika, Robyn Mair of Mint Cleaning, welcome to the Prosperity Playground podcast. I'm so grateful you're here with us today.
Thank you for having us.
We're so happy to be here.
We saw you at Pink Skirt Project and loved you. And so this is so great.
Thank you. So great. And I have to say that you're building this close to 8-figure company. I mean, we can shift to 9 very soon, right? Like that's what I want to do for you guys, like 9-figure company. And you're building it at like my favorite small town, Ucluelet. I need to say Ucluelet because like Ucluelet is way too hard.
Yeah.
Yep, just think of the game of Clue. That's what got me. So Ucluelet. Clue.
Yeah. There's a clue in there.
There's a clue.
But Yuki is
very acceptable.
Yuki, and it's so adorable. I just posted some nostalgic IG stories of like we went there with our kids for March break one year, and it's just so beautiful. Have you guys cold plunged in the ocean?
Yeah, like not recently.
No, it's not our top of our list of things we want to do in our day, but yes, it has happened.
Okay, so I did that.
I did in the summer.
Yeah,
nice.
I don't know if the summer counts.
Counts for me.
Okay,
It was cold.
It's very cold, like Pacific Northwest Ocean. Like it's like cold plunge all year round. Okay, so we're gonna go like way to the beginning. So most founders have like a moment, right, when they realize that no one's coming to save me. It's on me to solve this problem, or it's on me to create this thing, this idea that I'm holding. So I would love to know, way back when, take us to the beginning, your moment of when you knew you just had to build this company and you had to create this product.
Okay.
Do you want to go there?
Want me to give
you
it
take
like
that
the,
one?
okay.
Kick us off there, Monty.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a background. So Rob and I actually met at like this like mom get together. We hadn't seen each other, which is crazy. As you know, it's a small town. I was like, who's this hot new mom? And then we were both just saying the same thing, I guess, without us knowing, like with our young babies, like thinking of starting a cleaning business because there was no cleaners in town and everyone here has an Airbnb. And our friends were all saying the issues they're having trying to find cleaners. And then also one of our friends was like, you know, you two are saying the same thing. You should talk. So we're like, okay. And then we made this awkward date to go on a walk the next day.
I'm an introvert, so this was like, that was big for me.
Yeah, I was like, oh God, dreading it. And just like, and then we started walking. Within minutes, we were like best friends. We were like stepbrothers scene. Did we just become best friends yet? And honestly, by the end of the walk, we're like, let's start a business together, total strangers. That evening, I even got texts and messages from people in town, like, I hear you're starting a cleaning business. Can you take on my property? Blah, blah, blah. Like, that's just how fast word spreads in a small town. And then within months, we were managing 50 properties. We had 12 staff. It was a booming business.
Wow.
All that kind of couple years into that, we both actually started getting kind of sick. Robyn actually had scarring on her lungs. And we were like, hey, what are these products we're using? We're using all the bleaches, Lysols, like all the naughty things. So obviously we tried to just use other brands that were supposed to be eco-friendly or more natural, but they just weren't working. So we just started doing some research. We're like, maybe we can just make our own products. And that's honestly how it started. It was just on Instagram, we were kind of showing a little bit. And the next thing you know, people were like, would you sell that? I'd buy that. So we'd make little batches of like 10 in a mason jar and sell them on Instagram. And then that fast forward to a little Shopify website. And then next thing you know, in 2021, we had a really busy cleaning business. The product started taking off like crazy. I've got 3 kids. She's got twins. We're like, something has to give. So we handed off the cleaning business and dove in with the products. And that's kind of...
Here we are.
Wow.
9 figures.
Did I do that in a minute?
9 figures in 5 years. We did it.
Oh my gosh. And so much to unpack there. So I would assume like the pandemic was really good for you guys because everyone's cleaning like crazy, but then we have this like group of conscious moms who want things that are more natural and non-toxic. And see, like I have an allergy to bleach. I remember we moved into a new home when I was, I don't know, maybe like 10 years old. My mom cleaned with bleach and right away I puked. And I realized like how toxic it really is. And there just were no solutions. So I know slowly my mom would make like vinegar, use vinegar instead of, regular products. But
okay, great alternative.
Right? It is a great alternative. But how did you guys figure it out? So did you test products in your kitchen? Did you, I don't know, YouTube formulations? Like what was the process of actually creating the product?
Yeah, well, I can take
it away, Robyn.
Well, I'm going to speak for you for a little bit. So, like you said, it was COVID, so everything shut down. We weren't, cleaning, but we had a lot of time on our hands. So, in this whole process of us getting sick, the shutdown, Monika I think you just Googled world's best bathroom cleaner, eco-friendly, and like this recipe came up, and she just like added stuff to it and created
substituted what I didn't have.
Yeah, you just created this. Cleaning scrub is now our first product. That's what it is now. And I just remember using it and being like, oh my God, this is the best cleaner I've ever used. We really have something here. What is this? Is this going to blow up our kitchens? And then some of the ingredients that we were using was like dish soap. Right. And so I was like, if we're going to sell this, we need to figure out how to make our own dish soap because we can't just keep buying this. And it was like an eco-friendly dish soap. And so like, I just was on like the soap making websites and I just found like a basic formula for dish soap. And then we just kind of went from there and just like, and then say it was like a little bit streaky. Okay, what kills streaks? So we Googled that and it was like alcohol. So it was just a passion project and like hobby of researching all this stuff and testing and adding and taking away. And it just really started from there. It was really fun.
And the best thing about that too is, so during that, then obviously the pandemic kind of opened back up to people booking and so then we had 12 staff and these products we could hand to them and be like, try this all purpose. Let me know what you think. And we're getting feedback, so much feedback. So we were reformulating all the time because they'd be like, oh, this one was a little strong or this one was a little too sudsy or this, I like the smell of this one. So I think that was kind of in our favor too, is we had this testing ground the whole time with all these cleaners that could tell us what they liked or what they didn't like. So that helped too.
That's so amazing. And what about like the branding and the marketing? So at the beginning, you were just sharing on Instagram. What else was working for you guys? And then then when did you like nail the formula that you're selling now, the branding, all that? Like when did you start to refine? You're like, I think we have something here. Maybe we should turn this into a legit brand.
Well, it started, we're so lucky because our cleaning business was called Mint Cleaning Services, and it was the same kind of logo, only we had a little like retro vacuum in there. And we love the name so much for cleaning, and then it went into like the products flawlessly because we use mint essential oils in almost all the products. There's so many benefits about mint essential oils. Plus it means like clean, fresh, minty, and we love the mint color too. So that just kind of like shifted over naturally.
Happened.
And then it was actually Jilly and Harris. We were in the Jilly Box and we had to do like a custom label for the cleaning scrub. And she's like, what about taking off the vacuum? I think it would be better if it was just the logo. So we were like, okay. And we always kind of involve our followers too. So we kind of did like this big story. What do you guys like? And actually everyone was like, get rid of the vacuum. So we were like, okay. So our first round of labels all had the vacuum. And then kind of slowly after that, as we got new, we got rid of the vacuum. So that was kind of like Jilly and Harris inspired. But as far as the branding, we sold everything. 99% of our sales in the first years was just Instagram.
Wow.
It was just us doing reels and our own marketing and everything like that. So shift into now, we obviously have more meta ads going on. We have a really big following in our newsletter. So there's other outlets, but it honestly all started with just Instagram.
Oh
so
my God. And you guys do such a great job on Instagram with the organic marketing. My husband is a digital marketing strategist. He owns a boutique digital marketing agency, and we talk about you guys often. Like they do such a phenomenal organic marketing strategy because a lot of founders have that, you know, whether it's fear or just non-desire to be a forward-facing founder, but you guys have really taken that and ran with it. But I'm not going there right now because we're still at the beginning of the story.
Okay. Yeah. Take us back.
We will get into all of those strategies. But so you beginning and then moving very quickly, like being a $9 million brand, obviously in scale mode, it takes identity shifts. It takes mindset work. It takes you transforming into a whole new identity. So what did that look like for you guys in terms of like beliefs, habits, mindsets? Like how have you shifted over the last few years that looking back, you're like, wow, okay, I needed to do this in order to lead this mega brand?
I think one of the biggest ones was that decision to give up the cleaning company. That was actually making money, but it was kind of funny because we were recognizing. So we had the product line, we had the cleaning business. Monika and I wouldn't fight, but we would almost be like, "Who wants to do the cleaning?" And no one wanted to do the cleaning. Obviously, we had so much passion and love for the product side, and that was like really telling, right? So it was like we really are passionate about this. We really want to do this. We can't do both. And having that decision to do just the products was really risky. I think our husbands were a little hesitant for sure. Yeah. And but we did it, and it really paid off. And we were so grateful that we did do that, obviously. So that was like a big mindset shift. I would say another one is we've always been on the same page with just going for it. You know, our tagline is say yes, figure it out later. That's really worked for us. We just like, I don't know, we don't know anything about shipping. We don't know anything about marketing. We don't know anything about business really. But we just kind of went for it like blind, knowing that we got each other's back and we have each other to, you know, to learn and support. Yeah. And I think that's been,
I think that worked in our favor with a lot of this stuff. Like you said, our strategy we had no strategy. Our strategy was just being authentic and like being goofy and trying to not be too selly because I hate selling stuff. So it was just like, we'll slip in an odd product thing, but otherwise, or like, you know, giving value or teaching like a cleaning tip or something, but for the most part it's just like us just having fun. And I think that was kind of our strategy without knowing our strategy was just showing up and showing our faces and being authentic and engaging with our community. Like so much of their feedback has been what has created new products or like what they want, and we're like, all right. So and the say yes motto has just been huge for us, and not having to have everything perfect before you jump in. You just jump in and then you just kind of figure it out as you go.
That's huge. And that's oftentimes what holds founders back is they do want it perfect. And what you guys have shown is like authenticity sells, and you don't need, you know, the business degree, this experience, this successful exit, you know, all those things that we feel we need to check off before we go for it. You're living proof and evidence that like, hey, just go for it and say yes and figure it out later. I love that. I'd love an answer from each of you. Like, what's a big yes that you said that was terrifying, that scared the living lights out of you, that you said yes to, and it resulted in something epic?
I'm going to take the good one.
Me.
Okay, you go for it.
Dragon's Den for me.
Oh, I was going to do something else. Okay,
perfect.
So Gary,
Great.
go ahead.
Okay, so Robyn wanted to do Dragon's Den. I was a big no, and then I joked to her, and I was like, if they reach out to us, I'll do it. Otherwise, no. And then literally it was like the next day or the day after, we got this email saying, hey, we're holding auditions for Dragon's Den. We'd love to invite you to audition.
Oh my God.
And I thought, obviously, she was messing with me, but then it was like a legit email. I was like, oh my God, I have to do it. And then so we had to do this whole like pretend pitch, send in an audition, and then we got accepted. And I was like, no. And then honestly, it was the scariest moment of my life. Like when we were waiting mic'd backstage, I was probably 30 seconds from passing out. Like my back started giving out, and I was like, oh, here we go. And then, but then, you know, you're talking to them for an hour, like they show 8 minutes or whatever, but all of a sudden when they all started fighting over us, I had that moment of like, this paid off. This is the biggest moment ever, having this happening in front of my eyes right now, that these dragons want a part of us, was like, yeah, I could tear up about
Oh my, no, I like look at my goosebumps. Literally like that life-changing moment that founders dream of, and yet you almost pushed it away because you were too terrified.
Thank God for her, you know? Yeah.
That's amazing. And also the beauty of like having a business partner. Oftentimes we say, you know, entrepreneurship is such a lonely ride, but you have each other to rely on and then complement one another, where, you know, you have that support system. I love that. I wanted to dive into Dragon's Den a little bit more, and what was your yes that turned into magic?
Well, we were just starting to make products. We just got our labels in. We found a new space to make our products. And we get an email from the Jilly Box, from Jillian Harris. And they were, can you do 15,000 jars of scrub in less than a year? And we were just like, yes. Of course we can.
No business saying yes to that. We were like hand making.
We had nothing. We were making like 30 jars of scrub a week.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm getting
Don't tell Jillian.
I know. I'm getting chills actually thinking about that, because that was freaking crazy. Yeah. But you don't say no to that.
Of course not.
You know, you just have to figure it out.
Yes. So, well, and I love that. And that says a lot about both of you as well, that you were growing quickly, you were scaling, you were being authentic, you were showing up, you were following this pain point that turned into this huge market opportunity, and you had these opportunities coming to you. Like I speak a lot about frequency and energetics, and that is you being authentically you and magnetizing these opportunities. For us, when we were scaling Love Powered Co., it was reaching out. It was, you know, going above and beyond and getting creative to how can we catch attention of Jillian Harris? How can we figure out how to be in the box, which we did. We were in the fall 2021 box. Which one were you in?
Oh, congrats. Spring 2022.
Oh, I love it. Okay, amazing. Right, and it's a life-changing opportunity, but you also like attracted it to you, if we talk about it from like a frequency energetic standpoint. You were out there doing you, following your passion, and look at these opportunities, like truly transformative.
Totally.
So
we made this like joke. Oh,
no,
sorry.
go ahead, tell us.
No, we made this like joke reel. We made a homemade Jilly Box and made this whole reel pretending that we were in the Jilly Box, and she saw it and shared it and stuff. So it's also just like you said, it's also the universe will give you stuff, but you got to be putting stuff out there, right? So we're just getting her attention in certain ways.
Yes.
Then we did a side of the actual box and that old reel and how it was all. Yeah, it was cool.
It was awesome.
So good. You're both very creative. Are you naturally very creative?
No, I'm not creative. It's Monika. She's the creative. I'm more analytical, type A. Monika's definitely
I've always loved like making movies and that kind of stuff, and that was always kind of one of my little childhood dreams. So this is the perfect world, because it's like the reels allows for that, because like Robyn does honestly all the business stuff. So I'm kind of embarrassed. I'm like, I don't even know how to run a business. I just make videos. But it's it's a good pairing. We just both love doing what the other person doesn't really like doing. So it honestly is just like a perfect fit.
That's what I was going to say, is like, do each of you have your own lane? That's your zone of genius that you've mastered. Yes. Okay. That's really huge and really supportive, because if you were both wanting to do the same role, I think that makes it complicated. You need to outsource, you need to hire, but if you can each really stay in your own lane. So who's responsible for what?
I'm responsible for more of the boring stuff, like ordering, inventory,
Like all the important things.
The business things, yeah.
Like contacts with like our manufacturers, like kind of more operations, and then Monica's all Yeah, you can talk to yourself. What do you do?
I don't know. I was hoping you would.
No, you
do
run
like
our
all our
marketing
social
team.
media,
Yeah.
do all the marketing.
She gets her
and
sales
ads and stuff like that, and a lot of customer service stuff too. But yeah, that's just. And I honestly don't even like question Robyn at all or anything. If she doesn't question me, we literally like stick to our lanes. And obviously for content, like I'll be like, hey Robyn, you got to get in this reel, like this idea, and then she's just like such an actor. She's like, all right, here we go. Like she's always so good at everything. So
yeah. She's extroverted. I'm introverted. So she faces the customer. She's in the then she gets her sales, and I stand behind the scenes and kind of make everything.
Literally run them. Anyway, we'll fight about
it. You have fun together. So good. Okay, back to Dragon's Den. So for the entrepreneurs, the founders who, on their vision board, they have Shark Tank or Dragon's Den. What is, give us some tips, some pointers. I know you attracted the opportunity to you, but what is a piece of advice you wish you knew maybe before even getting on the stage and then maybe after the stage?
So we hired a pitch coach actually, which was, we had that, someone gave that piece of advice that was on it. And that was really, really helpful. She was like a news anchor. So she knew how to speak. She knew what to do beforehand. She knew how to stand, like all those little things you don't think about, like a power stance, like one leg in front. So if you watch the show, you see we both
have a power stance.
We both have our one leg in front. It kind of looks flattering. So little things like that.
And it makes you not rock. So you get nervous, you'll start.
This is a great hack, you guys. This is epic.
We're like,
yeah. And like you think that you want to like be zen before you go out there or like be meditative, but no, she was like, no, just keep talking, get your mouth moving before you go out and speak. So just having that, like those little pieces of advice was so helpful. So I do recommend, if you want to do that, just hire an expert to help you. She read over our pitch and everything. And I would say the second thing is know your numbers, like the back of your hand. We watched every single Dragon's Den and wrote down every possible questions that they asked and knew the answer for that. And then just practice. We practiced that pitch.
I can't.
Like thousands.
I still do it.
Like no joke, thousands and thousands of times. Like 30 times a day. Just nail it.
We even got our staff to do pretend dragons. So we had like 5 or 4 of them sit. And then we came out, did our thing, and we put surprise questions on cue cards so we wouldn't know what questions were going to be asked. And so like we practiced. And I think that was the main thing I would give advice to anyone is like practice.
Yeah.
When you're out there, it's the scariest thing, and any little bit that you have rehearsed in your head will help you so much.
So good. Yeah. So like hire a coach, because yes, like likely there's a Dragon's Den coach that's specific for that, right? And then practice. I love that. And so what did you see after the show aired? Like what impact did it have on your brand?
I think it was just for us, especially from like the marketing perspective, just taking our followers along that journey was so much hype and so amazing. I wouldn't say it was hard to tell about like tracking on the website after. There was definitely more traction and new customers, but I think what helped us the most was that clout, having that as seen on Dragon's Den or in our marketing, like the dragons fought over us. We used that for so many ads, and that kind of Buy Canada movement happened right after we aired too, which was wonderful because I could just go in all those Facebook groups and be like, we were on Dragon's Den, and Canadians love Dragon's Den. So I feel like it was the clout, the kind of aftermath, us being able to on our website have that sticker, like as seen.
Gives you street cred, especially if you get a deal.
Street cred,
it's like,
and where I was like, they fought over us. Yeah, like it's just like stop saying that. But I know. Yeah, it's just kind of.
That's so good. And you're like, we're moms from Yuki, and they fought over us. I freaking love the story. Like it's just something that everyone can get behind and just fall in love with you both, and obviously your product. It's so easy. So switching gears to social media. So you said that's one of your obviously big growth engines, and it's organic. So you have fun with that. I'd love for you to share a bit like strategy wise. So social media, what you're seeing, what's working today, what you think will be working moving into 2026, and then also layer that in with a paid advertising strategy. So how you decided the split, what's converting, what you're seeing, and what you think we'll be seeing in 2026.
Take it away, Monika. Okay. I don't do any of this stuff, so this is all Mon.
I think I feel like it is changing all the time, and what I'm noticing now is kind of a bit more of that TikTok-y storytelling trend. So for a while, I was trying to do, say, a cleaning reel, trying to make it really snappy because everyone's kind of that, all our we have like a 5-second threshold, but I feel like that's growing a bit more. So now in some of the cleaning ones, I'll tell a bit more of a story behind it or show a bit more, I find, and it's getting more just people are watching the longer, which is nice again. I think anything relatable is so shareable. So even if it's like, oh, this would be good for Mint, I try to not make it so specific about our brand. I try to make it more of business or mom or something that people will actually share, because that's how you get views. But if I just make it strictly about, so a lot of our cleaning ones, it'll be cleaning tips with our product, but I'm saying a generalized tip that people can share. So I think always thinking of like, is this relatable to me and my group of friends? Would they talk about this? Would they share it? Yes. So like, I would say like half of our reels are just trying a bit more relatable women, mom, business content in that
and
way.
providing value for
That's
people
right.
outside.
Giving that value. So I think, say we post like 5 or 6 days a week, and I think in there's at least a cleaning tip, showing a product, and then usually just kind of like relatable, funny sharing. So it's really like there's not too much strategy behind it, embarrassing, but or I changed my mind a lot too. Like I posted one the other day I thought would be so dumb, but it almost kind of went viral. So then I'm like, well, I'll put a lame one the next day, because that one is going to kind of carry the load for a bit. So I try not to be too, some people are so like, will be in contact about a giveaway and they're like, well, my social media calendar's full, I have this one day off here, and I'm like, oh man,
we don't work that way.
It's kind of like winging it day after day, but a little bit of a plan, but also being willing to be flexible, because like I said, you don't know which one will perform and which one, so you kind of want to play with that a bit.
So good. And and also you get to, however you're feeling in that day, you're like, okay, well, this inspiration drops in, I'm going to go ahead and make it happen. Like I loved your one with the notifications of like when the school,
that one went back.
because I'm like, my WhatsApp school chats are like a full-time job. I can't even handle it. And so it's relatable, it's funny, it's shareable. And I'm like, okay, I love these girls.
Yeah, totally. We're all hot messes, you know, and just trying to share that. Like, I know I always laugh when like the volunteer thing, and I'm like, oh, like you don't want me.
No, you don't want. You don't want us. Yeah.
But also one other thing I will add is something that's been massive for us is newsletters too, which I think in the beginning I was like, who reads newsletters?
No one wants an email.
And now I think we have 25,000 subscribers. Amazing. And I would say more of our sales are getting driven from that, like meta ads as well. So it's not all organic Instagram anymore, obviously at this level, but a lot of it is newsletter and doing that segmentation. So not sending every newsletter to every person, but being smart about it and kind of like, just spreading it out. And, but our sales have been huge from our newsletter.
A big thing with newsletters is having that insider incentive. So you have to sign up, but only our newsletter subscribers get sales or get deals or get this like blog post or something like that. So that's been really helpful to kind of get them in on something.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and then the final thing,
email newsletter strategy. Sorry about that. I mean, there's 3 of us on this interview.
You go.
No, I was going to say some more on the email newsletter strategy, because I actually haven't had a guest really dive into that in terms of strategy. So what hacks, tips can you give us from like a growth standpoint? So what's working to grow the newsletter, and then inside the newsletter? So I love the insider tip that you just mentioned, but also, is it focused on adding value education? Are you more focused on sales in there? Like, tell us a little bit about the inside as well.
It's both for sure. Like you said, we try to do a lot of them value, like here's cleaning tips, how to clean your oven, and then of course like suggested Mint products, and then also at the bottom like use this discount code on scrub today. So I think it's all 3, and kind of all at once. So it's a bit of like, sometimes it'll just be a random news or a random tip, and we get replies. They're like, I love that you guys just do that, because you don't always want to be sold something.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just want to put something like, okay, that's how I clean a window, great, and I don't need to be like bombarded with wheels and deals and all the crazy things. So
I think that's important to remember, but also moving into, so this will air just after Cyber Month, but I feel like people can just leverage this strategy for next year, because we're going to get bombarded, right? So what's your yearly like Cyber Month strategy? Does it change often, or is it more similar? Because it is overwhelming, and it's like, shit, I want to buy my favorite brands, but then like I need to buy so many of them because everyone's on sale. So from like, it's overwhelming from a consumer standpoint. So what do you guys do each Cyber Month?
You can go. I've been
I'd say, this is the marketing segment.
Well,
we do Mint Monday. So it's kind of the Monday before Mint Black Friday. So we every year we do a big sale for Mint Monday, and it's really fun. It kind of gives people like everyone's looking up for Black Friday, but then we're like,
Love
surprise.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's been fun. We do we do site-wide sale. We never really want to do sales. Like it's kind of like if everything's on sale all the time, no one's gonna buy. So we're very cautious about what sales we do. So we'll do 2 a year, maybe 3.
Amazing.
And so Mint Monday is always one, and then we do one for Earth Day.
Yeah.
But
and Robyn's right. We had to scale back, but even our meta ads we started because we were like, ooh, when we put a little discount code, we're getting.
It
but
gets
then,
addicting.
But then people, you notice they're just, I saw this, or when will another code, and then you just become that brand that people are just waiting for, So we scaled back that a bit on our meta ads, just again doing more, providing more value and more like education, and not so many like codes and stuff.
Exactly. And it's, you don't want to, and I don't want to really name drop, but like become the Gap brand, because you don't shop Gap unless there's a sale, because you're going to find a 40 to 50% sale at some point. Same with Old Navy, right? I mean, it's strategy.
That's right.
That works
100%
for them, but you don't want to get into that. I personally feel.
I know it does get addicting because you do get sales, and then a sale means your profit margins are squeezed, and then it's just like it's a loop. So we've been really it's hard not to.
We went a little out, and then we're like bringing it back.
Well, and this is the whole thing. You get to test, and then you get to refine, and you get to scale back, or you get to put more money towards it. But I think this is amazing clarity in terms of an event gifting. So every event I attended in 2025, from the Pink Skirt Project to High Vibe Women,
has a bath soap.
I got your product in my VIP gift bag. So tell us a little bit about investing in events. Break down your gifting strategy for us. What's working? Where are you seeing ROI? What's maybe a not to do? But I love seeing you everywhere. That's awesome.
I'll take this one. I love that type of marketing. So I would say for a small brand or any brand, just get one item that's going to cost you very little to make, that you can actually use for all those gift bags. You're going to get so many emails, so many opportunities, and we take up every single one because it's literally getting that product in the hand. And then we can often add a brochure or a gift or our business card in them. It is the best form of marketing. It's very cheap. So our bath soak is not it's a great opportunity to for everyone, especially in our market of women, conferences, business, and we love that side of marketing.
We're big people.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah. It gets a little out of hand. I'm no longer allowed to handle donation emails. Our manager has to. I've been kiboshed from those because it is. You want to say yes. You read every story. I'm like, oh, we got. And so then it got to a point. Our manager's like, do you know how many gift baskets we've donated this year, Monika? And I'm like, oh. So it gets a little excessive. I'm also not allowed at the tiller anymore too. So
you're not allowed.
But like, I think being generous and saying yes and sharing, and I feel like we've gotten so many wins and so many great opportunities. So we're very much like just trying to share that love back and that karma and everything.
Exactly. It's like the law of reciprocity at work. It's like, I know you're gifting from heart, you can feel it, but it's also beautiful products. The bath soak is amazing because high-powered women attending conferences, a little bit of self-care. How did you specifically decide which product, and are you always gifting the same product at events, or do you switch it up?
I would say we mostly do the bath soak.
Yeah, every now and then the mini mist or candle, but
we started doing like stocking stuffers last year, and so we have like little mini things, and I'm like, and then we launched the mini bath soak, and I'm like, this is a great opportunity just to give them away. So that's like, I think I just like, if you're a business, just pick one little thing that you can even make, or specifically for that purpose, and it's great.
And like you said, I don't think not everyone at a conference might want like an all-purpose or something, like a cleaner. They might want something more relaxing, so it's kind of like a perfect thing.
Exactly. I received that and the candles, and I thought it was brilliant because it's something you can use right away. It has your branding, so huge for brand awareness. And so we chatted a little bit about Jilly Box. What did you see in terms of like ROI, brand awareness post Jilly Box? Because I mean, that was huge for our brand. What did you girls see?
Oh, huge. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I think that was one of the highlights I still would say of Mint is when we finally got to announce that morning, when we got to say we're in the Jilly Box, and we had this amazing reel from the start to finish of us. Because like we said, it was a community effort. We had our family members, we had friends, we had people helping us label, fill jars, make, like it was literally a community, like, yeah, it was the cutest thing ever. So it was so special of us to share. And I think we just, like, anything Jillian touches turns to sold, honestly. Like, she is Canada's Oprah. It's just like winning the lottery. So we got so many more followers because of her, which kind of turned into customers for us. And just that, again, that clout. And a lot of our customers now are like, I first discovered you in the Jilly Box. And it's just like, love to hear that. So that's 15,000 people got your brand. So it's huge. So we're forever grateful for Jillian and for that opportunity.
She really is Canada's Oprah. And if you guys listening, episode 22 with Jillian Harris, and she actually shares the exact steps to apply to the Jilly Box in the episode. It's so good. And if someone has that on their vision board, if a founder has Jilly Box on the vision board, do you have another hack for that? Like you said, hire the Dragon's Den coach. Is there anything for Jilly Box that you would suggest?
Yeah, well, we were out there, we did our reel on it.
Creative.
So, I mean, I would say for those big influencers, really be engaged with their content, I think is really important. So comment on every post that she does, tag her in stories. I think that's I think influencers really like to see that. And so many times, even Arlene, because before we went on Dragon's Den, I was commenting on all of Arlene's stuff because I'm like, I want to get
Attention.
I want to get in her brain. And she actually mentioned it. She was like, I see you comment on our, I'm like, see, that really, really helps. And same with Tori. So Tori uses our products too. And we were just always commenting beautiful things on their pages. I think
it's genuine too, because we actually do.
Yeah, we do love them.
It's not like we're like, but we've had people reach out to us and they're like, oh, would you do this? And I look and they're not even following us. I'm like, at least follow before you're asking for something. Like, I don't know. So I think, that engagement and that, like, being authentic.
100%. I think that's huge. It's like we think, it's just going to happen, but there is work, there is intentionality. Obviously it's authentic, you can feel it, but it's like, do the work. And I have requests all the time to come on the show, and I'm like, you guys aren't even following me. Just like you said, I'm like, no, it's a hard no. So at least go the extra.
There. Know the brand first before you're reaching out to get something from them, right?
Yeah, totally. And like you said, support, especially with influencers, they're working to provide content. And so Instagram is their business and social media is their business. So show that. And again, that law of reciprocity kicks in, and it's been so beautiful to witness. Let's chat a little bit about juggling it all. So what would you say? You're both mothers, you're both wives, you're business owners. What would you say is your version of balance?
Yeah, what do we like to say, Monica?
We don't use
balance. It's just one more thing women aren't doing right. It's balance.
We cut balance out of our dictionary. But because you feel like a failure on another level, you're like, now I'm not even balanced. So
no, I gotta do balance.
I like a balance. I got it.
I'm so done with it. Can we not?
I think like Chow from Paris Jewelers, we watched a speech she did, and it was our best advice ever. Was she kind of gave an analogy of like, we all have our balls in the air, like you said, we're balancing so many things. And you just, when you're getting overwhelmed, just think some are plastic, some are glass in that moment. What can you drop? So obviously the glass ones are your kids and, you know, things that you can't drop. And then some are like, that appointment maybe I can cancel tomorrow that's overwhelming me, or this or this or that. So I think that's kind of where I go, is like, hey, what can I drop right now that's not going to like burn my life down? And then kind of that's always where I kind of go.
Would you say you've put in many more boundaries now, being at this stage compared to when you were starting up?
Another word we don't like. We don't like boundaries. Okay. People always like, we try. People like, you need boundaries with each other and everything, like even us. And we try. We're like, okay, no texting each other after 6 p.m. I was like, no, I want to text you after 6 p.m. So I always recommend find a friend that you don't have to have boundaries with. Yeah. Because everyone is like so boundary focused right now. So it's kind of nice to have that person where like, hey, boundaries are off the table. Text me 3 in the morning.
I love that. I won't be offended if she doesn't text me back at 3 a.m., but I know I can. Yeah. There's no like, it's not like we're like, hey, excuse me, that's after 6 p.m. You can't. It's just, you do that with other people, but with each other.
I love that. I love it. And also, you know, there's something about this energy of like creation and being in momentum and having that fire, because it is a contagious energy. And that is the energy you're bringing home and in front of your kids. And they're witnessing this. Like moms are my mom is creating something that is a legacy business for our family. Like there's this energy that's powerful behind it. And so if you limit it with, let's say, balance or boundaries or whatever we call it, it kind of brings that kind of, I don't want to call it ick, but like that stiffness energy to it, right? So it's like, do what feels good. For me, anytime I feel something is out of alignment, like if I feel like I'm really messing it up with my kids, then I know I need to tone it down in another area and intentionally set a date with one of my daughters, take them out, connect more deeply. But we get to measure that. We get to measure with how every single area in our life feels, and then we get to decide.
You're smart enough to figure that out. If it's not feeling right,
yeah.
then, take agency over your life and, filter out what's not working and then go from there.
I think like you said it perfectly, the excitement and the momentum, especially in the beginning for us. And I think a lot of that creativity would happen at night.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm most creative at night. And so it was like, we're trying to say no texting. I'm like, oh, but this idea. And then same with her. And it's like, that's when your kids are asleep. That's when you kind of have like, I don't know, I get my kind of second wind. So I think like to stifle that because you have a boundary is just like, you know, so I think some of our greatest things or ideas or changes of the business have happened at like late night kind of like excitement.
Back and forth.
Yeah. And it was just because we were rolling from the day and the momentum and there's still more to say. And, so yeah, it might be the worst advice to tell somebody.
No, I feel it's like I have goosebumps again. I remember like in the middle of the night, the greatest ideas coming through. And I'm like, shit, my business partner isn't awake. Like she has to wait until the morning. Yeah. And it's like, we have to leverage that. And, I've kind of been on the other side with the exit happening December 2022 is like, I've been in the zone of the unknown. Like, what is it that I'm creating next? And actually this podcast as a brand came through in a meditation as I was falling asleep. Right. And so it's like, I just feel when we have our intuitive downloads, that's when we have to take that action. That's how Jillian Harris and the Jilly Box came to reality for me, was in that moment, taking action on an intuitive hit, 100%. Right?
Yes.
So good. Okay. I have some rapid fire. You guys get to like poke each other and decide who answers or if you both want to answer.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Yeah,
love it.
Amazing. What's a decision you're so proud of that you made early on?
To hand off the cleaning business and jump in with the products.
That's a boring one, but yes.
It's a big one.
Or opening up a retail store, actually. We were really resistant about opening up our flagship store. We didn't want to deal with customers. We kind of got forced into it just with bylaw and zoning, and it's been an awesome. It's been the best thing ever.
Is it in Yuki?
You can see it from here.
Yeah,
see it right from Yuki.
Yeah. I love that. And
it's a mint branded store. That's some stuff. Yeah.
Next time you're in Yuki, come just right on the main road. You've probably been to Grey Whale.
Yes. Sure. Yeah. So, do you plan on expanding the stores or no?
We thought about it. It was when we opened the store, we were like, let's model this out. So if we could franchise if we wanted to, but it's just after doing all the numbers and it means leases, management team, inventory, it just seems like we're growing so well in our other ways. So we're just putting that on pause for right now, and but never say never.
Yeah. And we're in like almost 300 stores across Canada too, and they represent our brand so well and sell it so well, and then the lease and the rent, everything's like it's all like not on us. So it's kind of like Robyn said, we're like, that's actually going well itself. We don't need to necessarily.
Yeah, I love that you have it in your hometown though. I think that's brilliant. And then you have your wholesale partners and you have your e-com business. You girls are doing great. Okay, if you had to rebuild from scratch, knowing what you know today, what's the first thing you would do, or first few things?
We always say, think bigger. We never thought big enough. You know what I mean? So we've moved 4 different locations because we were just growing so fast. And so when just like, I would say we never thought we would ever get to where we are today. And I just would say, like, think big and do your yearly planning, think 2 years ahead. That's what I would do differently. But
we were kind of thinking 3 months ahead for a really long time, and then all of a sudden you're running out of, and then and then we should have done manufacturing sooner. We didn't know we would be this big. And so I agree. I think we just should have just went a year ahead. And
wow. Oh, so good. Okay, so you're thinking bigger now. What are you manifesting? Yes. What's some dreams that you have on your vision boards?
Well, actually, we've been really dreaming about a podcast too. So Yeah, but we're so busy right now. It's not sitting right. Like we were really close to buying the microphones. Like let's do it, and then we're feeling a little bit of resistance, which just tells us it's just not time right now. But I would say in the next couple years, that's definitely on the
Yeah.
list. We love public speaking, so doing more events, more business conferences. That's where like our favorite part of the job is that, and a little bit more automation with the business. Sorry, this is not rapid fire.
Oh, good. We get to break the rules.
This is slow fire.
Yeah.
But anyway, we have a lot. We every January, Monica and I sit down. We write a list of our goals for the year, and it's so funny because like 90% of it comes true, which is really cool. Hot tip.
Yeah.
And so we love goal setting, and
Yeah.
it's so fun to see it come true.
So good. I actually just had someone text me. I don't have my phone, but they said you're speaking at their next event. Let me just peek at.
Oh, build your
Build Your
brave.
Brave.
Yes,
Yeah.
oh yes.
Yeah.
Kelowna, right? Well, Okanagan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, which is something I never thought I would do. Like I hate public speaking when obviously dragons and like more than anything. And I get so nervous. I'm in the bathroom for like hours before it's like a whole event. And then every time we do it and the same thing happens and I question, I'm like, why are we doing this? But then we do it. And then it's like the best thing ever. It's such a high. And then I'm like, yeah, let's do more. And then we just did one in Salmon Arm and I was like sick. For
Really?
like 24 hours. Oh, it's like a whole
She was in the bathroom for like an hour, and one of the organizers came up to him. I'm sitting there. We're like 15 minutes from going on. She was like, "Is she okay?" I was like, "No, she's just shitting her pants. She'll be fine."
Oh my gosh, I love that.
I've been so used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me to say that this is like it's crazy if anyone knows me, but I do love it. I do love sharing our story. I love the energy of the room and it's like feeds your soul. It's just like, I just got to get better at the before part.
Before part. And also you're giving so much permission to women to go for it, right? Because it is a scary thing. You know, some of us love it in terms of like it comes more naturally. I feel like that's something like stage for me feels quite natural. But for every woman that's puking beforehand, you're giving them the okay, like, listen, this is okay.
Totally.
You're gonna get through it. And then once you're on stage, you're shining your light because you're in your purpose. You're
fine.
So keep going. I love that. I can't wait to hear you guys on stage. And also, you said it's one of your goals. So I feel like you're going to manifest many more stages and many more pukey opportunities.
Yeah. I'll be puking a lot this year, apparently.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what's next for Mint? And then let us know where we can find you.
What's next for Mint, Mon?
You know what's funny? We've been asked this, and we're kind of. I think the thing is it's okay to change, is what we're learning. I think our main mission statement and stuff. I think we're learning. Okay, we said this, but now maybe we do want to go into more retail, or we do. And I think we were kind of hard, like, well, we just want to be a big D2C brand, and now we are kind of like, if we really want to grow, especially everything going on in the States, because we can't sell right now to the States, so we're like thinking. Growing in Canada, we might actually have to do more of the bigger retail thing. So I think that's an interesting thing that's come up for us, because for a while we were kind of like, no, we like our little boutiques and we want to really grow our D2C, but now we're kind of flirting with that idea.
Yeah. Whole Foods, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, so something we were kind of like, too. Now we're kind of, and I think my fear is always like, well, people will say you didn't want to do that, and then I think, well, it's okay to also change your mind, right? So
as founders, it's okay to change our minds, and also the external circumstances shifted, right? Like the tariff situation shifted, and so you have to make business decisions. I was speaking to Jamie Jenkins of Everest. She was just on the podcast, and she was saying, you know, with Whole Foods and other major retailers, what we need to remember is the sell-through. And so how once you're in the store, what is your strategy for sell-through and supporting the retailers with the sell-through? I know when we were at Indigo, that was huge. We would get all of our friends and family to go in and buy and take photos and support, and really generate that momentum. But that's really important. So Whole Foods, if you're listening, and actually I'll make that connection for you too as well if you haven't spoken to Jamie yet. So
okay, that would be awesome. Look at us
working on air.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Where can we find you? Where can we shop your products? And of course, if you're visiting Ucluelet, British Columbia, next to Tofino, make sure you go see the flagship store.
Yes.
You can find us online, mintcleaningproducts.com, and Instagram @mintcleaning_. I don't know TikTok
We're on
or
TikTok,
YouTube, but you can.
Same thing
Never
for
gone
TikTok, YouTube,
Yeah.
Facebook. It's all the
same.
at me.
So good. And my final question,
Spell the
we will find you. Yes. And my final question for you is, what is your definition of prosperity?
Oh, freedom.
Freedom. I think
That's
my
really
definition of success, prosperity is just the beautiful combination of being financially, stable and doing something you love. So having that combination where you can do both is success. That's amazing. Yeah, I think that's.
I think you just nailed that
Thanks.
answer. I guess. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, when you can combine those two, you've won. You've won.
Yeah, that's really good. I'm going to steal that answer.
I love that. Thank you so much, ladies, for being on the show. And I'm so grateful
for having us.
Thanks for joining me on today's episode of the Prosperity Playground podcast. If this conversation sparked something in you, be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts so you never miss your weekly activation. If you enjoyed the conversation, please rate and review. Your feedback helps us reach more souls just like you who are ready to calibrate to their most prosperous life. Know someone who needs this frequency boost? Share the episode to Instagram and tag me at _Anna Lozano so we can grow our energetically aligned community together. And please remember, true prosperity is about alignment, freedom, expansion, and embodying your worth. Start today. I'm Anna Lozano, and this is the Prosperity Playground. See you on the next activation.